إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد. All praise due to Allah, and His praise and blessings and peace be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family, his companions, and his followers until the day of judgment. I bear witness that Allah is the only one worthy of worship, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam his last and final messenger. My dear brothers and sisters, there is a word that was repeated in the Quran so many times, over 30 times, 32 to be precise, 19 different chapters. This word is ad-durriya, which means children, offsprings. And this points to significance of the word durriya and the concept. And often when we talk about children, and I'm sure the moment I said I'm going to be talking about children, the first thing comes to your mind is how I'm going to be able to raise them. How can I protect them? How can I provide for them? How am I going to make sure to educate them? And all these things, which is, I think it's a natural thing for elders and parents and, older brothers and sisters think that way. كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. You're a shepherd and you're in charge and responsible for your flocks. قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا. You're responsible to protect your family and your children from the hellfire. وقد روى عبد الرزاق في مصنفه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فيما روي عنه قال علموا أولادكم حسن الخلق والأدب. Teach your children, it was reported that the Prophet ﷺ said, teach your children good manners and good etiquettes. So I understand that. And that's absolutely understandable. But what I would like to speak to you about, something a little bit different. I want to switch places. I want you to look at your children not a subject that you want to teach them, and instead something that someone you can learn from. I want you to take the lens of just, preaching and teaching to be looking at these pure, beautiful creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who still have their fitrah not corrupted. خُلِقْ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. These creatures who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have made with such beautiful qualities. Us as adults, us as we grow older, we lost in the process in these days and years of our life, we lost so much of these beautiful qualities that we used to have when we were children. A father said, I saw my son once holding 2 apples. And I said to him, give me one of them. He quickly took a bite from each apple. And I started lecturing him about how sharing a nice 2 apples is too much for you. You should share one with me. And he said, actually, I was testing which one's sweeter to give it to you. He said, at that moment, I thought, you know what? I need to learn how to have husn al-dhan and not to judge people quickly. Regardless if the child just made this up or not. But, there is something to learn here. There is so many things to learn from children. And I want to take these few minutes to reflect upon them, because some of them are so personal to me. I actually learned so much from interacting with my own children. One of the things that always amazed me about kids, persevering. They're so goal-oriented and they are so locked on what they want to achieve. When a child has something in their mind they want to achieve, they work so hard to get what they want. And they will find their way to get what they want. If it's not through you, through mom, through grandpa, whatever it takes now, tomorrow, they will always pursue what they want. Obstacles are ignored often in the process of pursuing what they want to achieve. And I love that about children. And I ask myself, why? As adults, we are not like that anymore. We're so ready to throw the towel. We're so ready to say, I give up. Actually, I will take you farther a step. كثير مننا, many of us, they don't even have clarity of dreams and goals in life anymore. Ask so many of us in 40s and 60s and 30s, late 30s, or maybe a little bit older, ask the people, what's the goals that you want to achieve in life? As individuals, as family, even as organizations. So many organizations have seen when they started up, have these beautiful goals and dreams, and as years goes by, they drop it. And they became, as we say, ala babillah, whatever comes goes. Whatever comes today, keep me busy, I'm okay. Go day by day. Go with the flow. They're not actually motivated or driven by these dreams and goals in life. And that's something so sad. Sadly, I'd say the truth is, so many discover where they were headed when they arrive. And I say that again. So many discover where they were headed upon arrival. That's too late. That's too late. And many of the things that I want to think when I go visit many communities, I ask, and I want to take this a little bit deeper so you can understand where I'm coming from clearly. In the level of a community, like many masajid I visit and centers said, what's your goal? What really you want to accomplish? What you want to see in your community? What you want to see in your society at large? Or you have clarity of that? I ask many family, what do you want to achieve? And I will take you to the most personal thing when it comes to your relationship with Allah. Do you have really clarity of what goals you want to achieve? What about your Salat al-Layl? What do you want to achieve? Sufyan al-Thawri rahimahullah يقول كابدت قيام الليل 20 سنة. I struggled with قيام الليل 20 years. ومتعني الله به 20 سنة. And Allah made me enjoy 20 years in my life. He had a clear goal. He wanted to be someone who wants to make قيام الليل every night in his life. Ibn Qudama said, إني دعوت الله أن يرزقني صلاة الإمام أحمد من كثرتها. I ask Allah to allow me to pray like Imam Ahmad. He used to pray so many rak'ahs during the daytime. Clarity, he wants to achieve that. Ibn Hajar rahimahullah said, كان يشرب زمزم, he go to Zamzam and he said, أسأل الله أن أكون كالذهبي. يقول فتجاوزته. I ask Allah to be like Imam al-Dhahabi rahimahullah, and at one point I said, I passed that level. I should have asked for something higher. Those people who accomplish every name I just mentioned, if you look it up, is people who have accomplished so much in their life because they were driven by clarity of goals, what they want to be. Many people tell me, Sheikh, I want to improve my relationship with the Quran. I said, what's your goal with the Quran? You want to enjoy the upcoming Ramadan. What exactly you want to achieve in Ramadan? Okay, I want to make Khatm al-Quran twice. How are you going to do that? You start asking the natural question, how you will achieve that. And you start planning for it. I want to make Khatm al-Quran every month. If you pray the 5 daily prayers and you read about 5 pages after each salah, you will make Khatm al-Quran every 30 days. 10 pages, it means 2 khatmas every month. Clarity will help you to move and to accomplish. It makes sense of your life. You guys in Canada play hockey a lot, that's right. This is a very popular game. Can you imagine if you play hockey, but we take the goals out? It's about just passing this left and right to each other. I will know fan. You will know like Toronto team, whatever you guys have teams here. Can you imagine take that out of the basketball court and you just pass the ball to each other, or soccer, or football? That's how boring this game will be. That's exactly how boring your life is without goals. That's exactly how boring your life is without any clarity and goals. Make sure that this is something to inspire you today to start thinking about in every area in your life, as an individual, as a community, as if you have a business, the more clear about what you want to be and how you will be able to think how I can get there. Not your life and your accomplishment will be so much. And definitely for us as Muslim, the biggest goal that nothing can stop us from seeing it, what the Prophet ﷺ said, "Man asbaha wal akhirah akbaru ham." You wake up in the morning and the akhirah is your biggest goal, your biggest concern. A goal that's always in front of your eyes. Nothing can distract you from it. You know, there's a big difference when we are individually or as a community, as a society, driven by our dreams and goals in life. And between this and the other alternative is, you don't have it. You know what happens when you don't have goals in life and dreams that you're pursuing? You become distracted with anything in your way, in your life. Or you will be driven by your problems. There's a big difference between the two people who wake up in the morning and say, that's what I want to achieve, that's what I want to, be. And someone woke up in the morning, oh, I have this problem and that problem. Very different between me saying, I want my marriage to look like that. And someone who always complain about his marriage, driven by his problems. You know what? I want my kids to be like that. That's the goal that I want to achieve. My kids are terrible. Or don't listen to me. They are this, and that. Us as a community, if we wake up and every day we complain about how Islamophobes, how people who are, on the other spectrum of liberal or conservative, left and right, how they attack us, how they undermine us, and all what they do is just thinking about my problems and never get a chance to think about my goals, that will not progress much. In America, and you guys are very familiar with the civil rights movements in the United States. And it's a movement that everybody heard about. Malcolm X, I'm sure. Remember when Malcolm X gave that speech, very famous speech, what did he say? He said, I have a dream. That's right. Can you imagine if Malcolm X that day said, I have a problem, instead of have a dream? How different will be. The big difference between a community, all what they do. They talk about what we are not, and a community that they speak about what we are and what we want to be. That's two different approaches. Another thing that I like about kids before going to school and learn in school that being wrong, it means being bad. SubhanAllah, their fitrah teach them being wrong, it means an opportunity to learn, opportunity to grow. That's a beautiful concept that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have put in us, that we learn from our mistakes and we grow from our mistakes. And that concept is so clear in Sharia, in the concept of a tawbah. That the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said the best of, the best people who repent to Allah, the best sinner are the one who repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At-tawwabun, those who repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, reported by Ibn Majah and others. That this concept of, al-ulama rahimahullah debate, after tawbah, do you go in the same level? هل بعد التوبة أنت على نفس المرحلة أم أعلى أم أقل? Some ulama said after you repent to Allah, let's say you're on this level. After tawbah, you commit a sin, you go down. But you repented. Do you go to the same level you were before, or lower or higher? Three different opinions among al-ulama rahimahumullah. But Ibn al-Qayyim leans towards, actually you go back in a higher level. Because at-tawbah will wipe the sin, so you go to your status. And at-tawbah in itself, an act of worship, will elevate you. It's something loved by Allah. And that's so positive concept that we have in Islam, about how you look at your mistakes, how you learn from it. Mistakes is not shame. You should not shame that you have committed a mistake or you have committed a sin. What you should be ashamed of to continue do that mistake, to continue do that sin. You should see it as an opportunity for you to grow, opportunity to be a better person. I learned how the shaitan got me last time, and I know how to close that door. إن مراغمة الشيطان عبادة في ذاتها. Knowing how the shaitan tricks, works, and how he was able to mislead me, knowing that and fighting that and closing that door, that's an act of worship in itself. I wish that us as an adult could learn from and see our mistakes as an opportunity to grow. Don't ever let other people's mistakes stop you from trusting them again, giving them another opportunities. That's not how mistakes works. We all make mistakes. Just imagine your kid when he learned how to walk. كلما وقع وأخطأ قلت له بنعد تمشي مرة ثانية. Every time your kids fall and were trying to learn how to walk, and you say, he keep falling, he make mistakes, so he's not allowed to walk anymore. You doing any good to your kid? No. شوف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ما رأيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم غضب على أحد من الصحابة يعني وأظهر غضبه على أحد مثل ما رأيت في قصة أسامة بن زيد. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم was so mad at Usama bin Zayd when he killed the man who said أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. Even that man, if you know the story and you know the background, you'll find million excuse for Usama for killing this man. But the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was so mad at him to the extent when Usama find that's it, the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is really mad at me. You know how he tried to soften the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam hand? How? He said, قال يا رسول الله استغفر لي. قال فما أجابني. قال لي أقتلته بعد أن قال. I said, Ya Rasulullah, please ask Allah to forgive me. Now he admitting the mistakes. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not say, may Allah forgive you. He said, you killed him after he said it. That shook Usama's heart. Usama, the حب رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وابن حب رسول الله. Someone so dear to the Prophet. But look, after this huge mistake, 2 years after that, the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam appointed Usama to lead the army that go into the north of Arabia. That mistake never stopped the Prophet from giving him another chance. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam fil Bukhari said, if your servant or young girl commit a mistake, even a mistake like zina, adultery, don't go every day remind of him, you did the mistake, you did the mistake, you did the mistake. لا يثرب عليه خلاص. You punish the person, move on. Your kids make a mistake every time. Your wife make a mistake, your husband make a mistake, day and night. You did that. You remember? You did that. You did that. Your brother, your friend, your imam, your community leader, you keep repeating and you keep bringing it up and again. That's not allowing you to grow. That's not how we work with mistakes. You know, I always found it is much better to make mistakes than to fake a perfection. Another thing I love about children, purity of heart. Yes, they get angry at you, but the moment I tell my son, I'm sorry, you know, next, like a few hours later, we're fine. We go together. Adults, and unfortunately, I wish that as adults, we start to learn how to forgive quickly. You know, take it from me as a rule. Learn how to forgive and forget. And if it's too hard for you to do both, do one of them. Choose one of them. That's enough. You need to know. فَلْيَعْفُوا وَلْيَصْفَحُوا. You forgive and you move on. You forget. That's the concept comes from. أَلَا تُحِبُّونَ أَن يَغْفِرَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ. Don't you want Allah to forgive you? So learn how to forgive. Somebody told me once, Sheikh, he did this to me. He wronged me. I said, Habibi, yani, Allah ajib. I can't understand. Yani, you forgive who? The one who did good to you? Yani, the concept of forgiving, it's about someone who harmed you, someone who really hurt you. You don't forgive someone who's good to you. You forgive someone who really harmed you. That's the whole forgiving concept is. And I want to tell you something. Forgiveness or forgiving people is not a sign of weakness. No, I have to. No, Habibi. Let me tell you something. Strong people can forgive. Weak people will never let go. And when you forgive, you set yourself free. You don't set that person free. You set your heart free. وَلَمَنْ صَبَرَ وَغَفَرَ إِنَّ ذَلِكَ لَمِنْ عَزْمِ الْأُمُورِ. It's one of the highest quality that a human being can possess. That to be able to forgive and to be patient. الذين ينفقون في السراء والضراء والكاظمين الغيظ والعافين عن الناس. One of the quality of the people of Jannah, the inheritors of Jannah, that they forgive people. والله يحب المحسنين. قيل الله يحب المحسنين. المحسنون هم هؤلاء الذين وصفوا في أول الآية. It was said, the muhsin is the one who, this is the description of the muhsin, which is the one who give their charity in a good, in a ease and in a hardship, and those who control anger, and those who forgive. And it was said, no, هذه صفة جديدة إلى أهل الجنة. No, al-ihsan is a new additional quality of the people of Jannah. See Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he said, you're all free to go to the people of Quraysh. تقرأ سورة يوسف, the whole surah about the plot and how Yusuf suffered. عجيب. سورة يوسف هذه من أعجب ما فيها آية إلى الآن كلما قرأتها اقشعر بدني. Every time I read this verse in Surah Yusuf, it gives me goosebumps. Because the whole surah built up that suffering of Yusuf alayhi salam all these years. And in the end قال لا تثريب عليكم اليوم. بس خلاص كذا كلمة واحدة وكل شيء انتهى. He said, no harm on you. You're all forgiven. But after all these years, yes. Just one word. لا تثريب عليكم اليوم. يغفر الله لنا ولكم. May Allah forgive. And he starts with himself. May Allah forgive me and forgive you. It's amazing quality to have. Kids have a quality that I can't leave you today without mentioning it, which is their ability to adjust. I remember when I moved to my new house, my son was able to know the neighbors before even I figure out the rooms of the house. He get to know, my daughter moved to new school, new neighborhood. They adjust so quickly. Change happened in their life, they were able to adjust. Wish us as adults to learn how to adjust, how to understand the changes that happen in our life and around us. Let me tell you 101 on biology. Those who do not have the ability to adjust belong to Jurassic Park, belong to museums, belong to the past, not belong to the future. If you don't know how to adjust yourself, and that's one of the beautiful things about our Sharia, that is so flexible even though it is so principled. So many people don't know how to adjust. You know what? My son that day was telling me, Baba, I want to go with my friend to eat. I gave him $10. And 10 American dollars, not Canadian. Okay? And he looked at me and he said, what do I do with that? I said, you said you want to go eat. I assume you're going to go eat like in a fast food. He said, Baba, there is no fast food, $10. I said, oh my God, I need to adjust. That's inflations and things change. It's not the 90s anymore. It's not like 2000. Some parents, don't know, your daughter is a married woman. She's not your girl anymore in the house. Your son is in high school. You cannot treat him the way you treated him when he was elementary school. Your son in college. Your daughter is in college. You can't just treat her the way you treat her when she's in the middle school. She's a teenager. You need to learn how to adjust with the change that happen in your life. And the ability, the more you can do that, the more you know how to deal with it. You know what? You don't live anymore in Egypt or in Pakistan or in Somalia. You live in Canada and you have new things, new challenges facing you. You can't put yourself in a bubble and imagine that this is how. That's not adjusting. That's afraid of adjusting. You know what? I need to learn a new job, new skills. I need to improve myself in order for me to grow. And that's an essential thing for survival. An important element to thrive. There's so many things to be said about that, but I hope that we cannot change the way we look at some of these issues. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ينفعنا بما سمعنا ويغفر لنا ولكم. أقول ما سمعتم وأستغفر الله لي. الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده بعد. There is a study shows or suggests that an average kids laugh 200 times a day, or an average adult laugh and smile about 14 times a day. One thing about children that they are happy creatures. And this is something so beautiful. I don't know why us as adults, as we grow older, we became, a borderline grumpy kind of people. I don't know why. I don't know why we lose our smile and we lose our fun time. As if this is not the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. كُلَّمَا رَأَيْتُ. How many companions said, ما رأيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إلا رأيته متبسما. Every time I see the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم رأيته متبسما. Aisha, she said in the house, كيف كان رسول الله؟ يسألها الأسود تسألها عمرة. And she answered with the same thing. She said, كان في بيتي أكثر الناس ضحكا وأكثر الناس تبسما وكان رجلا من رجالكم. He used to laugh a lot with us. He used to smile with us. He's like you men. It's not like, he like any other man. Yes, there is a moment of anger, but most of the time he laugh and he smile with his family. I travel a lot. I tell you, with many community when I visit, I want to say a disclaimer. I love it. When I came here, at least I found like 15, I was counting, 15 smiles on my way here, or 16 smiles. I love it. That's very good number. In many masajid I go, centers, people just stare at me, checking me out. Who's this? I'm smiling. Check me out, that's fine, but smile. Smiling is such a beautiful thing. Smiling does not make people around you happy. It makes you happy. I don't have time, but I will tell you. So I came from United States, from Houston. In Houston, we have a hospital. It's called St. Luke Hospital. Just Google concept that St. Luke Hospital came up with, and it became worldwide accepted. Healing through laughter. Just read the story behind it. It's an interesting story. And it's online available. It actually make you healthier. It give you beautiful skin. It's much cheaper than Botox. I'm serious. It make your immune system strong. Kids are happy. Please keep them happy. Don't make them sad. And you learn from them to be happy. It's a beautiful thing to laugh. It's a beautiful thing. If your smile rusty, polish it. Use it again. If you think you lost your smile, didn't go anywhere, it's right under your nose. Make it a habit. In Abu Hurairah's masjid, we're going to make sure we spread salam and smile. In Abu Hurairah masjid, in Jum'ah, when I come to the masjid, if I find someone without a smile, give him one of yours. It's one of the most contagious things and most rewarding things. I remember when I moved to the West, one of the things that shocked me, culture shock, is the amount of smiling people. So many of these smiles are for business or whatever. But I said, why us as Muslims? This is part of our sunnah to Nabiyyina sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I'll end with this in less than a minute. Kids are very active. I love it. So active, full of energy. Why us, when we became adult, we became so lazy? Omar, my son, Omar, and he comes, poor kid, from all the way from upstairs. Yes, Bob, get me the remote control. What? That's it? Yeah. I guess free slavery, free service. Why? You go move yourself from the couch and go get your own remote control. قال خدمت رسول الله 10 سنين. I served the Prophet 10 years. He never asked me to do something for him. Try to do that 10 minutes with your wife, with your kids. Be active. Don't be like this guy who said, the doctor said, hey, you have to watch it. You have diabetes and your blood pressure is not good and your cholesterol is building up. He said, oh, doctor, don't worry. It runs in the family. He said, son, I'm worried that nobody in the family runs. That's why you guys are like that. It doesn't run in the family. You need to move. You need to be active. كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يستعيذ من العجز والكسل. Somebody told me, Sheikh, I don't really care much. We're going to die according to what Allah decide for me. I said, yes, you're going to die in the exact time. That's not in your hand. But you know what's in your hand? What kind of health condition you will be when you die. You will die when the last salah you did ruku' and sujood, or you were in the wheelchair because you never cared about your health. The Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said you will be asked about your body. And for me, it's not only about health, it's about attitude. Active people have a positive attitude. They are full of energy. We have a saying, يقول الحي يحييك. This person full of energy, positive energy, give you that energy. You won't be around them. Those energy suckers, you don't want to be with them in the same room. We suck the energy out of the air. Part of it is that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the best of manners. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us able to cherish these qualities in our children, and we learn from it and we save it to grow stronger as they grow older. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all of us. اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا وعافنا واعف عنا وزينا بزينة الإيمان واجعلنا هداة مهتدين. اللهم إني أسألك يا أرحم الراحمين أن تنزل رحمتك وبركتك على هذا الجمع وهذا المسجد، على من يصلي فيه ومن يؤمه ومن يقوده. اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم وبارك لهم ووفقهم وسددهم. اللهم أنزل على هذا المسجد وأهل هذه الجالية الخير صبا صبا. اللهم وفقنا وإياهم لكل ما تحب وترضى. اللهم احفظنا وذرياتنا وأهلينا من شر الفتن ما ظهر منها وما بطن. اللهم اصرف عنا وعن بيوتنا وعن أولادنا وعن ذرارينا وعن أموالنا كل سوء وشر. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تغفر لنا ما قصرنا فيه من حقك، وأن تتحمل عنا ما قصرنا فيه من حق عبادك وخلقك يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تجمع كلمة المسلمين على الهدى والحق، وأن تغفر لنا ولآبائنا وأمهاتنا وأزواجنا وذرياتنا ومن له حق وفضل علينا، وأن ترزقنا علما نافعا وعملا صالحا، وأن تتوفانا وأنت راض عنا. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه، وقوموا للصلاة يرحمني ويرحمكم الله.